And this is CBC News. I'm Joe Gomez. CBC News has discovered what appears to be a significant security gap at the Canadian-U.S. border. CBC's John Lancaster has the details.
Most travelers aren't fully screened before being let into Canada. In fact, frontline border agents don't have access to CPIC. That's the National Police Database that records criminal convictions, outstanding arrest warrants, and other information. CBSA agents at the primary inspection line where your passport is scanned only have access to an internal lookout system that contains information about immigration violators, as well as a database of lost or stolen passports. Jean-Pierre Fortin is the head of the Customs and Immigration Union.
So the only way when you're coming into Canada that people can get caught is if they are in the CBSA lookout system. Otherwise, you know, you're coming in and you don't even know if you're criminal or not.
We also discovered that the American border guards are using CPIC to help screen travelers who want to enter that country. But here in Canada, we're not using it to screen everybody who wants to come here. Canada's public safety minister did not reply to questions posed by CBC News. John Lancaster, CBC News, Toronto.
Municipal officials in the small BC community of Cache Creek say it will be weeks and even months before some residents are allowed back into their homes after this weekend's devastating flash flood. A state of emergency has been declared and dozens of people have been ordered from their homes after a violent storm tore through the area back on Saturday. More than 25 millimeters of rain came down in less than an hour, sending mud, water, and debris cascading through the town streets. The local volunteer fire chief is saying that Cache Creek is a war zone. 1 week after the Iraqi city of Ramadi was overrun by ISIS, Iraq's prime minister is promising it's only a matter of time before the city is reclaimed by government forces. CBC's Derek Stoffel reports.
Iraq security forces have retaken some ground lost to ISIS after their humiliating retreat from the city just over 100 kilometers away from the capital, Baghdad, earning this criticism from the American Secretary of Defense, Ashton Carter.
The Iraqi forces just showed no will.
The Iraqis outnumbered the ISIS fighters but chose to withdraw instead. Not true, says Iraq's Prime Minister. Haider al-Abadi defended his security forces, telling the BBC they stalked the ISIS advance in other parts of the country, but not in Ramadi.
So they won this battle, doesn't mean they're winning.
Abadi says he's confident his forces will take back Ramadi within days, but fighting in a heavily populated city is difficult at best, making that pledge a tough one to meet. Derek Stoffel, CBC News, Jerusalem.
Back here in Canada, in the midst of a recent surge in popularity in the opinion polls, the federal NDP has launched a new TV ad ahead of this fall's expected election call. Here's the CBC's Louise Elliott.
You work hard every day to give your family the best.
This ad puts the party and its leader, Tom Mulcair, at the heart of the debate about the middle class and what it needs. It features shots of people working at various jobs, and it tries to soften the image of Mulcair, who comes from a family of 10 children.
I was raised on middle-class values, and I'll work for middle class.
Mulcair, who's known for his serious demeanor, appears casually dressed, sitting in a coffee shop. It's all part of an aggressive strategy by the NDP to capitalize on a recent jump in the polls. Two polls in particular, one by Ecos and one by Forum, suggest all three parties are now in a statistical tie within the margin of error. Other parties are also responding to the more competitive landscape. The Conservative government has put out taxpayer-funded ads featuring various cabinet ministers talking about new tax cuts. The Liberals have been doing a lot of door knocking to boost their ground game. Louise Elliott,